Okay, we're going to be talking about observation versus inferences. So what is actually the difference? When we say an observation, we are gathering information by using our 5 senses. So we can be talking about sight, hearing, smell, taste, or touch. There are 2 different types of observations, qualitative and quantitative. So qual or quan. Now if I'm talking about qualitative observations, they are describing what we observe. So for describing, we're using our words. So let's take for an example this picture of a heart. So we can tell that the heart is red, it's attractive, and it's shiny. So all of those are words. Quantitative observations measure what we observe. So measurements, we're using numbers, and we can use tools to get those numbers. So let us use the same example of this heart. So we can say that the heart has only 1 point, and it has 2 curves, and there's just 1 heart. So all of those are using numbers. So what's an inference? So an inference is an explanation for an observation you've made. They are based on your past experiences and prior knowledge. So inferences are often changed when new observations are made. So let us take for an example that we see someone typing. Now, no one types like that, I guess, unless you're in a real hurry. So we could infer that the person may be doing a project, or he is surfing the net, or he may be chatting with somebody. In other words, an inference is simply an assumption, a connection based on observations, based on facts. So to sum it up, just remember the key words. There goes that crazy typing again. So an observation, we're going to see or hear or smell something. Quantitative, we gather numbers. Qualitative, we describe with our words. Inferences, a simple assumption, a connection based upon your observation, based upon facts and prior knowledge. Now we're going to make an observation and inference based on this picture. And we're going to put that in our notes. So observations, so I'm looking at this picture. So for my observations, I'm going to have to use my sight. I'm going to have to see. And there's a couple of observations that I see here, and you could put whatever you want to in your notes. But I can see that the butterfly is sitting on the grass. So it's sitting on a blade of grass. I can see that there's dew on the grass. And I can also see that it's daylight. Now an inference is an assumption that I'm going to make. So I'm going to assume something about this butterfly based upon what I see and based upon prior knowledge. So I'm going to make a connection here. So I can see that the butterfly is sitting on the grass. So maybe I'm making an inference here, an assumption that the butterfly is hiding, maybe from a predator. I had also observed that there's dew on this grass that the butterfly is sitting on. So maybe I'm going to infer that the butterfly is drinking the dew. And then I could see that it's daylight. So maybe I'm going to make an inference that the butterfly is just waking up. So any of those recorded in your notes will do.